Israeli forces have stormed the biggest hospital in Gaza, forcing staff and patients to flee under gunfire. A military leader says the Nasser Hospital in Khan Younis was raided because they had evidence it was being used to hide hostages and Hamas fighters.
Chaos, confusion and gunfire. The corridors of the Nasser Hospital turned into a battleground. Staff and patients construct flimsy barricades to keep out the Israeli military, but to no avail. Under attack, mobile phone lights were all many had to escape.
We are attacked by Rear Admiral the hospital.
This doctor turned the phone on himself, shouting, "Get out, get out." Gunfire, heads down. Thousands of displaced Gazans had been sheltering in the hospital, the largest remaining functioning facility in the Strip. Israeli forces ordered them to leave, but when many tried, they found their path obstructed.
I left with my husband. He is blind. They ordered us to leave and fired at us. They fired bombs and rockets on our heads.
Israel has repeatedly attacked hospitals in Gaza, forbidden under international law, destroying facilities desperately needed to care for the growing number of wounded civilians and cutting off supplies. With Israeli troops inside the hospital, social media footage showed a tank outside, the IDF claiming they were looking for Hamas fighters and captives taken on October 7th. Senior Hamas officials and medical groups say the allegations are lies. While no hostages were found, Israel rounded up dozens of Palestinians. At the same time as the hospital attack, a large convoy of IDF tanks was seen moving south towards Rafah, where Gazans wait in fear for an invasion that a growing chorus of world leaders and aid organisations say would be catastrophic for the Palestinian people. Tom Joyner, ABC News.
As the tanks roll on, displaced Palestinians are again on the move. The southern city of Rafah is packed with about 1.5 million Palestinians after it was declared a so-called safe zone. But those evacuees are terrified they are next in line for an Israeli assault. Middle East correspondent Alison Horn has this exclusive report.
12-year-old Hamoud El-Zik is packing up his family's belongings as they prepare to flee the war in Gaza again. The family has already moved 10 times, ending up here in Rafah, which is now under imminent threat of an Israeli ground attack.
We woke up in the morning and we all asked to move out of here. We need to rest.
More than 1 million Palestinians fled to Rafah on the Egyptian border after Israel declared it a so-called safe zone. But Israel claims Hamas is now hiding there. Fear and panic was stoked among civilians earlier this week when Israel bombed Rafah, killing at least 67 people, according to Palestinian authorities. Israel says it was cover to rescue 2 hostages, but families here are terrified it's a forewarning of what will come.
We were afraid, and the children are tired. What will we do? We don't know anymore.
Baha has also packed her meagre possessions and is fleeing Rafah, desperate to protect her children after her husband was crushed to death during the war under a collapsed building.
We move from one place to the other. It's only war and destruction. We don't want war. We want peace instead.
Israel says it can't win the war without a Rafah ground invasion and says it's developing a plan to evacuate civilians. But world leaders, including from Australia, say it's unjustifiable, questioning where people could go. Some evacuees in Rafah are now refusing to leave again.
We'd rather live with dignity. We would prefer to die as martyrs.
An impossible choice when nowhere is safe. Alison Horn, ABC News.